Welcome to Silver Bar Stacker, folks. I hope everybody's doing well and enjoying their morning. That's right, folks. Today we've got a very exciting unboxing, and this unboxing is going to consist of a bunch of auction wins from our fellow community member, T the Silver Stacker. So I'm very excited to get into this because we've got a lot of unique items here that we've managed to secure. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got in store. Very nice and bright packaging here with a silver bubble mailer. I really like the style here. So let's go ahead and see what we got. That thing is chunky. And I was very excited because I picked up some items that I certainly do not have in my collection yet. So it was very interesting because I was able to pick up some unique items. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. We got two little sub packages in the main package. So let's go ahead and see what's in this more narrow one first. Now we actually got some currency bills in here. We got some coins in here. So these are two things that you don't see very often, but of course we could not get ourselves away from the vintage silver. So there is some vintage silver that we will be unboxing here as well. Now here we have a couple of the items that I literally just talked about, and those are currency bills as well as currency coins. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. Now this first thing is very recognizable as a Benjamin Franklin $50, and boy is this in utterly beautiful condition. It is probably, I would not say probably, I would say definitely the most gorgeous and most lustrous and most beautiful Benjamin Franklin $50 that I've ever held in my possession and that I have in my collection by far. Because right now the only Benjamin Franklin $50 that I have in my collection, and it's not very many, is I've got a couple full year Benjamin Franklin $50 sets, and those are in pretty circulated condition. And I also have a pretty nice stash of first year 1948 Benjis, but those are also in quite heavily circulated condition. So none of them are, grade worthy. None of them are anything to write home about. But this right here is certainly something to write home about. And I know nothing about coin grading. I'm not really a big proponent of grading companies and grading in general at all. But I can tell you, well, I can't tell you actually because I'm not into any of that stuff, but I can tell you that for sure, without a shadow of doubt, that this 1961 Benji is absolutely gorgeous in my eyes. And I cannot tell you a single thing about how it would be graded, but I can tell you that I love it. And let's look at the back here, which is also in beautiful condition. There is literally no mint mark, so I'm willing to bet that this is going to be a Philadelphia made Benjamin Franklin $50 produced in 1961. Because I know the 48 Benjis, when there's no mint mark, that's a Philadelphia. If it has a D there, it would be a Denver. So beautiful, what I believe to be a Philadelphia mint mark, aka no mint mark, 1961 Benji, and this is a very gorgeous coin, I've got to say. I know we spent a lot of time on this. Maybe Benjis are just run-of-the-mill for you, but for me they're not run-of-the-mill, and I am very happy to have picked this up. Now I don't remember how much I paid for this. I don't know if I overpaid or underpaid, but I know that I'm very happy that I have it in my possession. So super excited about that. These are something I'm not sure if I got a great deal on, but they are certainly new to me, and these are going to be your silver certificates. Now back in the day, you could actually trade these bills in for the equivalent amount of silver, and so that is very cool. And you'll note that you've got these blue stamps here, that those are going to denote the silver certificates. Now I don't know much about the silver certificates, so if you're into these currency bills, go ahead and share your knowledge in the comments so that other people can read up about the currency bills, because I'm not going to be able to tell you too much about this outside of the fact that this is a silver certificate. So these are $1 bills, each silver certificates. And what I found really exceptionally cool about this very top bill is that it's kind of like a error as well. Not only is a super unique silver certificate, but it is an offset silver certificate in the sense that this image is off-centered on that bill. You see it's wider here, thinner here, super thin there, almost non-existent on the top, and then normal sized here on the bottom. Most of those bills are not like that, you see. So I paid a little bit of an extra premium for this, and I paid quite a premium probably for all of these. Certainly I paid much more than $1 for all of these, but I was very, very excited about them because all of these came with something else that I don't have a large representation or any representation of in my stack, and that would be silver shot. So I was able to get some pure silver shot from my man T the Silver Stacker, paired with each one of these silver certificates. So really what I was actually bidding on was the silver shot, because I look at the silver shot just the same way that I look at my fractional silver, or just the same way I look at generic silver, and I just think, okay, what's the minimum melt value that I'm willing to pay for that shot? And so that's kind of what I bid, and then I bid a little bit extra for these silver certificates, and I was able to secure quite a few of them, if not all of them. So if you were bidding against me on those, I apologize, but there was no way for you to win against me on those. So I really wanted them, and when I want something, then I truthfully try to just make sure that I get it. Now, before I opened up all of this, I should have probably opened up some of these beautiful gifts, because right here T the Silver Stacker has provided me with a poker chip, and this is going to be the very first and only community poker chip that I have in my possession, and I'm extremely happy to have it. Now I might actually have another poker chip, and now I'm feeling very disrespectful to the other person who's provided me with the poker chip, so I'm gonna have to go look back and check my community gift stash to see who else may have gifted me a poker chip, because this may be the second poker chip to my collection. Regardless, I'm very appreciative of this T. I think it's a super cool poker chip, especially with that blue color. I do love the blue color. And let's go ahead and see what else we got here. We even got what I actually thought was going to be a full ounce. I thought I was bidding on a full ounce on this, but actually you'll notice there's no weight stamp here, and actually it's quite a skinny bar, and so this is actually a ½ ounce of silver. So this is something else. I paid a little bit, probably more of a premium than I actually wanted to, as I thought I was getting a crazy deal below spot, but in reality it's a cool serialized bar, Colorado, United States of America State Silver Bar 041785. I found this to be a pretty cool silver bar. I'm not really sure what these numbers denote. It's kind of an interesting bar. There's no weight stamp. There is a purity stamp, and on the back it's got a 001038, yet on the front it's got a 041785, and so that's very, very interesting to me. And it's also interesting to me because at least the numbers on the front, they almost seem like they're engraved there. So I'm curious about these state silver bars now. I wonder, did they really go through that? The back here could be frosted, so this could be something that would be easy to kind of change, but it's almost kind of weird to me that there's two different numbers on the side. So I'm curious what the numbers mean, and I'm also curious how these numbers were applied onto the bar, and if there are these changing serial numbers, or are these unique per bar, or what is the deal with these bars, T? I gotta know more. So I can't wait to do more research on these bars and find out more about these bars, but this is something that I kind of got in the moment and I bid on, and I was able to secure. So now it's going to be up to me to do some more research on that. Now I know we have some even more exciting stuff, and so let's go on and move to the second half of this very, very interesting unboxing from T the Silver Stacker. And if you're not following that bad boy yet, make sure you go ahead and give him a nice sub. Alrighty, let's go ahead and see what else we got. Got a nice tube here filled with probably a lot of the vintage rounds that we were able to secure. So let's go ahead and see what we got in there. But first, we got another gift here, and this, my friends, is an actual magnet. And this is going to be a magnet that I certainly do not have yet. I have a sticker that is very similar to this design, but it is certainly not this design. So I'm super excited about that. And we've got some room here on the board. So we got T the Silver Stacker over here. Maybe we should put T the Silver Stacker right next to T the Silver Stacker, and that is a great spot for him. Cool. Alrighty, back to the unboxing. Where were we? Alrighty. Let's go ahead and see what we've got here. Boom. Now, what we see here up top is something I'm extremely excited about, and this was something that T only actually was, from my understanding, was able to get 2 of, so he kept one for himself, and he was able to get this second one over to me because I bid strongly enough on it. And now this is just a penny, but it's not just any penny. It's a penny that has been 3D-ified, worth Abraham Lincoln's freaking head. So Abraham Lincoln's head has been busted out on this authentic penny. And how cool is that? I was super duper excited to be able to grab this and add this to the collection. This, my friends, is what you would call an SBS exclusive, but probably one that may never be seeing the light of day. It's a 1973 penny that has been busted out 3D. How cool is that? A super duper cool specimen right here. And finally, we've got some vintage rounds. Now, you know me, I love my vintage. Vintage is very nice all the time, and so I had to add some more vintage, and some of the vintage is stuff that I don't have in my collection yet. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. And the first round here is very recognizable to me. It's a product that we have on the site available for sale. The right to vote, and this is actually a Johnson Matthey silver round. You see here the JM Hammer logo, and this is part of the Bill of Rights sets of rounds, which is a set of 10 silver rounds, which we actually also in the SBS exclusives section have the entire full set of Bill of Rights rounds in the original factory seal. So that's another very special SBS exclusive that we have on the silverbarstacker.com website. Now, outside of that, you can get the Bill of Rights or any Johnson Matthey random design round on our site, and you know, the right to vote round is something that you may get in as part of that listing. Over here, I kind of got a little bit in over my head, and I went battling to town on these OPM metals rounds. Now, OPM stands for Ohio Precious Metals, and this is a now defunct company, so these are technically vintage rounds now, technically discontinued vintage rounds by some standards. So right here, made in the USA, OPM metals, and it's got a cool design here on the back, and you got that logo there, OPM metals, here on the front. Now I've got a poured OPM bar that I've got represented on the site, but I thought, hey, it would be cool to add some rounds to the store as well. So I was very excited to be able to pick these rounds up. I was able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of them, and these are all in absolute beautiful condition. So that kind of concludes the unboxing. I'm super excited to have been able to pick up all of these awesome pieces. It was a heck of an auction that T was holding, and I think he holds them quite frequently on his Whatnot store, so be sure to give him a follow there so that you can be notified every time that he goes live on auction. And also make sure you're following us as well, Silver Bar Stacker on whatnot.com, because we're popping up very frequently for auctions, usually pretty short ones. 15 to 30 minutes is what we're trying to go for in the future, but we're going to be doing them a lot more frequently than the weekly auctions that we were doing before. So be sure to follow us as well on Whatnot, and we'll hope to see you on the next episode. Cheers. Oh, and if you haven't had a chance to yet, be sure to check out our social media landing page at solo.to/silverbarstacker. There you can find our direct website link, which is silverbarstacker.com, as well as our links to our other social media channels, such as this very YouTube channel, our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our TikTok page, our Twitter page, and we also have the link to our Whatnot page, which is where we actually run our live auctions and actually also have all of these same SBS drops that we hold. We run those same drops on our Whatnot store, and we also have live auctions happening literally all the time. So the way that you can be notified about those auctions is to be following us there on whatnot.com/user/silverbarstacker. And we hope to see you there, folks. Thank you, and have a great day. Hey,